And joining us on the carne asada is Dodgers reliever Yency Almonte. Yency, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Doing good in yourself?
Oh, fantastic. So let's get right to it, Yency. We want to know how's your health because we miss you, man. I mean, the season that you were having, I will get into your season, but first of all, how is your health? How are you?
I'm getting better. You got a bullpen today, so I'm getting better every day and just trying to take it slow. My main thing is I want to stay healthy and not come back rushing and then get hurt again. The goal is to be back for playoffs and hopefully help the team win the World Series. So I'm just trying to take it day by day.
So that being that now we are in early September, is there a little bit of pressure of like, hey, I'm running out of time? Like you said, you don't want to rush it back. You don't want to get hurt again. But is there a little bit of like urgency now? Like if I don't make it back, I might not make the roster. What's going on through your head?
I mean, earlier when I first got hurt, I had that urgency where I was like, man, I'm missing out helping this team clinch the playoffs. Where I was pitching, like you said, I was pitching the ball very well, and I felt like I had a groove going. But thankfully, here from the front office down, coaching staff like, hey, we want you to be healthy. We're not worried about the future, more of your health and being able to help.
So you mentioned you threw a bullpen today. So is the plan another bullpen, and then we're talking about a rehab assignment, or are you gonna need a rehab assignment?
So I'll throw bullpen today after this later on at 3, and then I haven't been told the next steps yet. This will be my third bullpen, so I'm not sure about throw another one after that or live BP. I'm just going with the flow.
Right on.
Yay.
Alysha, go ahead.
I'm happy to hear that, and I'm grateful that you are with an organization that truly cares about their players and their fans. They just want you to get better, and I'm totally biased as I say that, Yancy. We all want you to just get better, get back out there. You have a lot of loyal fans that are waiting, hearing about the rumors that you were pitching bullpens and stuff. Like that's all good. We love to hear it. But I want to know about young Yency, about little Yency. So you grew up in Florida, and who was your team that you wanted to play for? Because I mean, you hear about when you're a kid, all you want to do is play baseball for, your favorite team. Who was your team growing up?
See, so my dad's a big baseball fan. He loved the Braves,
Ah,
Braves games. So for me, I thought it'd be cool to play for the Braves.
hmm
You need two people at the time. Yeah, one was Chipper Jones and Andrew Jones.
oh, that's fun.
We played, my older brother and I, we played baseball growing up. He played center field, so whatever he did, I wanted to do. Hitting, so I wanted to start switch hitting. And then my dad was our up till I got to my freshman year of high school, and I went on to high school and just did it on my own.
Nice, nice. And I know you played with the Rockies before you came here. I just don't want to get it wrong. Like my big thing is the fan experience. I'm one of those homers that believes playing at Dodger Stadium is almost sacred, right? Like I call it the cathedral of baseball. I love my stadium, our stadium. Look at me, my stadium. What would you say the biggest difference is playing? Because going to Colorado, that's pretty famous, infamous, right? Hitting them out there, and sometimes it doesn't work out for the Dodgers. But I'm just saying, overall, what was it like first playing at Dodger Stadium for you?
My first time here, obviously playing from Colorado, being on the other side, the fans are really into the game. That's the first thing I noticed. Like, from their whole pitch taking off, they're screaming from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, especially their favorite players. So when I got this year and I played on this side, I was waiting for the heckling when I was warming up, and I didn't get any of that. And so let's go, you got this. And like you said, they're loyal. They support me in everywhere, even on the field, off the field. They support me. Twitter, like anything, and it just shows how much they care.
Ooh, yay, Dodger fan. Keep it going. I want to just ask one more thing because this is something we do here at the Bleed Los podcast. We're the only Latino podcast talking Dodgers. We talk LA culture. We talk tacos. What is your feeling about the mariachis?
Like I like the live them singing. I always ask Julio what song is that. Like learn, I understand the culture more.
I love it. I love it. Juan, now I know what you're gonna ask.
Well, I mean, there's a plenty of other things I want to ask, but I do want to go back to the season that you're having, Yency. I mean, before you went down, you had an ERA of 1.15. I know there was a lot of people that were screaming that you should be closing out games. I mean, the way you were pitching, man, you were just you were lights out. I wanted to ask you, coming from the Rockies to the Dodgers, was there something that the Dodgers recognized, maybe something mechanical, because the way you're pitching now, or is it just the fact that wearing that Dodger uniform automatically makes you a better pitcher? How did the Dodgers help you become a better pitcher this year?
For me, it's from the moment I walked in spring training. Connor McGinnis and Mark Pryor sat me down and opened up their laptop and showed me charts and analytics and how everything worked and the way they run things here. And they pretty much told me what I needed to do to be successful. So before I got here in the minor leagues, I'll throw a sinker in the minor leagues. Once I got to the big leagues, they didn't want me to throw sinker anymore. In Colorado, they wanted me to throw four seams. McGinnis and Pryor asked me why I stopped doing it, and I said, well, because I was told not to, and I don't want to go against the coaches in the big leagues. So he brought up for me to throw sinkers primarily in spring training. He goes, hey, we want you to get a feel for your sinker. We're not going to throw many four seams. It's going to be more sinker slider, and that's going to be your pitch mix. And sure enough, I rode with it in spring training. I think I didn't give a run in spring training. I got my confidence back. I knew I can pitch, and I wasn't trying to miss barrels. Like, in Colorado, you pitch down the middle and you get hit, you're going to go a long way. So here it was more of just like having that confidence back and knowing that they're trusting me to go out and get outs.
So you mentioned Mark Pryor. Out here, people think Mark Pryor is a wizard, right? Mark Pryor just fixes everybody. Being that you're a bullpen guy, who do you spend the majority of your time working with? Is it Mark Pryor, or do you spend your time working with the bullpen coach?
Well, bullpen coach Josh Bard and Connor McGinnis.
Those are the guys that you spend the majority of your time, right?
Speak to the most.
Okay, perfect. So that being said, Mookie Betts this weekend was interviewed during the game. I have this is a two-part question. I know they would never do it with pitchers, but let's say you were a position player. Could you handle being interviewed during the game? I know a lot of fans, some of them hate this because you feel like the player's going to get distracted. What if they hit the ball? But I think you guys can walk and chew gum at the same time, right? Like, would you like to be interviewed during a game, Yency?
I think it all depends on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Mookie Betts is Mookie Betts for a reason. He's a superstar. And I think Mookie Betts brings that calm into the game that only he has. And I think him and Freddie, you see it with them, Trey Turner, where they're not shocked by what situation it is or the lights or the noise. They know how good they are and they're going to get the job done. I think for a pitcher, it's kind of hard just for you're getting a question while you're trying to go face Nolan Arenado. And it's like, you don't want to laugh, do anything weird on the mound.
Right. So they asked Mookie, like what he likes to do. And, there's this big thing that Mookie's a big bowler, right? He loves bowling. But I found it really interesting that he had said it helps him keep his mind off of baseball.
Yep.
Do you feel like you have to? I mean, it's funny because it's a game, right? You play a game for a living, but this is your job. So, do you feel like you need a distraction for your job, and if you do, what is it for you? Like, what do you like to do that you feel relaxes you?
For me, so bringing up Mookie, I play video games with Mookie. That's what we do. Play with Catboy, Tony Gonsolin, and then I try to golf. Just because I know golf is hard. Like you said, it makes me forget about baseball and just focus on what I got to do. Just hit that little tiny ball straight, which I can't, but I try to do it anyway. But I think golf is what allows me to step away. And I used to play basketball a lot, but now I'm in the big leagues. I don't want to hurt my knee or I don't want to get hurt doing anything dumb. But in the minor leagues, I was hooping every day.
Well, Alysha is the professional golfer on the show. So, Alysha, I'm gonna segue some golf questions to you. Go ahead.
No, I think that's cool. First of all, I am not professional. When someone asks me my handicap, Yency, I say scramble, best shot. That's my handicap. I love tournaments. In fact, I just played in Jaime Yarin's annual golf tournament to raise money for his foundation, his family. And, Nomar Garcia Para was out there. A lot of players, Sean Green, Oral Hershiser, they all golf. And I think that's a testament to what golf does. So you say you focus on hitting that ball, but what I think golf helps with is it's you versus you, right?
Exactly.
You're strengthening. I mean, plus you're out there, on the greens, and I'm happy to hear you're golfing. Maybe we'll see you next year at the tournament. Have you been to Top Golf yet? One of those?
Arizona.
Yeah, any of them. I've only been to the one in Vegas. Have you like it? You have fun?
Yeah.
Okay, you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I think it's us, Yency. I think we're having some problems with our Wi-Fi here, but we're gonna start wrapping things up. But one of the things I want to leave with, because you mentioned your family and the Braves and all that stuff, there is a possibility that we're gonna see the Bravos in the playoffs, Yency. So. I mean, please tell me your family has their Dodger gear on and they're gonna forget about the Bravos.
Well, they do already.
All right. All right.
All right. Well, good. So I know we're going to leave you with this, but I do want to ask you one thing, Yency. I think us fans, we look at you guys kind of like as robots, that you guys just go out there and perform. And I think we lose sight of the human side. I don't think there's anything that prepares you for dealing with injuries in sports. I don't know if when you were younger you had many injuries, but when you're pitching so well and then for an injury to be the thing that sidetracks you, how do you deal with that? I mean, how do you not let it overcome your season?
You have to be strong-minded. That's the way I see it. I mean, I was never hurt growing up when I was little. I only got hurt when I signed to professional baseball, when I started pitching every day. And then I think I haven't been hurt, knock on wood, till now, since 2018, I want to say, or 17. And I take pride in the off season, making sure I stay healthy, do the right workouts, take care of my shoulder, and just to come ready for the season, to be able to endure the whole season. And like you said, to be sidetracked earlier this year, knowing who I was pitching, it got in my head a little bit, because I felt like I was letting the whole team down. But the whole team, including the front office, reminded me of how big our lead was in the division. And they're like, we just want you to be healthy and be ready for playoffs. So that allowed me to just step back and just trust the trainers and know that little by little I'm going to be back before the season ends.
So, Yency, was this? I keep hearing this from you, and it just seems like, man, the Dodgers seem to be running things completely different than from where you were before. Like, is it really? Is this what separates this organization from other organizations? There seems to be a lot of communication with you guys, and it seems like what they do is they recognize the positive things in you. Is it that simple, that they just push the positivity?
I think that's what it is. I think they do a very good job of showing that it's more than a baseball game, and it's more about the person and making sure they're healthy. Because it doesn't help if we're hurt and not pitching well or hitting well. It doesn't help the team. So I think they do a very good job of knowing the guys that they have and helping them get better.
Well, look, we can't wait for you to come back, because we need you, man. With you, it just makes our bullpen stronger. Even though I know your boy Hanser Alberto all of a sudden probably thinks he should be closer, right? Like, how do the rest of you guys deal with the fact that I think he has the most appearances now by a position player pitching in a game? Do any of you guys give him pointers?
Oh, I try to tell him throw the ball slow. Throw the ball as slow as possible. Harder, that's beep. They're gonna hit that. If you throw it slow, a little globito, they're not gonna hit that.
Oh, hey! So I hear the Spanish there, Yency. I know you're from Florida. Are you a Latino?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait, we lost you there. You broke up there. What's your family background?
My parents Dominican.
Oh, they're Dominican. Perfect.
He's
All right, so
Latino.
all right, this is a Latino show, so I gotta ask you. I was there last night for Salvadorian Heritage Night. Was it me, or did it seem like it was popping more than normal in the stadium last night with all the cumbias?
It was fun. I mean, it was loud. It was fun. I think that's every game here. So for me to like try to differentiate, I really can't. I know it gets really loud when Marashi's here, though. That's when it gets super loud.
Oh, okay. Well, I think Dorado's looking for you because he just popped his head in the door. But we want to thank you for stopping by, Yency, and we wish you the best of luck. We hope you get healthy as soon as possible because we need you, and we want to beat those Bravos, and I want to see the look on your face when we do.
Of course. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank
Yency.
you. Get better.